inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Tape my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Hey everybody, welcome in, welcome in. How's everybody doing today? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Hopefully you guys are having a good start to your new year. I'm sorry I had to redo the stream. I don't know, something was funky with the other stream. So hopefully they'll send out another alert, which I doubt they will, but hopefully they will, and we'll be able to get the people to come into the chat. This is going to be a good live because this is the jury questionnaire live. So I just feel like this is going to be a good live for us. Don't mind me. I'm just going to roll up my sleeves really quick. It's kind of warm in here a little bit. A little warm. And Happy New Year, Jen and Laura and baby girl and Lee. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome on in. Yeah, sorry I had to switch the live over. It was a little crazy there. So welcome in, welcome back to the channel. It looks like everybody that's in here has been here before, but if you haven't been in this channel before, this is Titanium Built, and I'm Tanya. So nice to meet you guys if you are new. If you guys don't mind, like we ask you before we start any content, we ask you to like the video, which is, I know, strange, but it helps the algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you become a member. While you're at it, let me grab the channel membership. The channel membership for anybody who would like to become a member. We did do a members only live last night, and I'm going to try to do one at least once a week with you guys. Happy New Year. Well, thank you, Janet. I appreciate that. I switched up the lights. Like the candles are back there. I don't know if I like them because you can't really see them. I switched some stuff up, and I broke this hourglass over here, and I had to go get a new one. It was sad. I hate breaking stuff. Especially stuff that I love. But it was, I got it at Hobby Lobby. It was $8. So it wasn't that bad. Okay. So just a recap. I don't think anybody really needs a recap. Hey, Amy, Happy New Year. I don't think anyone needs a recap on this case. But in November 2022, four University of Idaho students, Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan, they were all brutally murdered in their off-campus home by Brian Koberger. He was later arrested, charged, and after years of pretrial battles and a lot of, just bull crap, he took a plea deal, admitting guilt. Let's say that first. Admitting guilt, thinking that he could avoid the death penalty. You're going to die in prison. They haven't executed anybody in Idaho in 40 years. I think he would have been okay. But I heard he's been traipsing around. Heard he's been just walking around, hanging out, when he was in Walmart and, when he was out of jail. So I thought we'd start off with this video that I saw, and then we will get into the documents that we're going to talk about today. So thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate it so much. Just being here is, is all that matters. Okay. So let's see if we can blow this up a little bit. It's going to be the top of his head. I think he's at a Walmart here. Yeah. They got the best cameras. Doesn't even really look like them in some of them. What's he getting? Was that milk? Nope. That's detergent or something. Milk. It could be milk. I don't know. I guess there's no volume to this. Nope, there's not. We're just going to watch him bag his... Is that milk? Is that all milk? Oh my goodness. How much milk do you need, kid? Was it vegan milk? Guess this is one of his, times out at the store. Yeah, this is going to be like 4 minutes of him just at the store, checking out, cashing out. I think they sped him up a little bit. Like, he looks a little fast. Apparently, he needed somebody to come and check him. Probably scanned too many items in the self-checkout. You know how they'll do like 10 items or less. And then if you hit that 11th item, they're like, associate, which I don't go to Walmart, but they do that at Target. And I'm just like, I'm gonna come to this line. I'm gonna bag my own stuff. I'm faster than y'all. I'm just faster than most. I worked at a grocery store when I was like teenager. So I know how to bag my groceries. I know how I like them. Yeah, I thought maybe milk and laundry detergent. Yeah. Probably nut milk. I never have. He has gloves on. Shopping with his gloves. I mean, it's November in Idaho. You know what I mean? Like, if it's 40 degrees, those kids are wearing shorts. Like, if it's anything like Ohio. Oh, look, he has on his Colt-like shoes. The Colt that all had, man, now what was the name of that Colt? They all had the matching track suits and the tennis shoes like Koberger's wearing. Hey, Machichi. Yeah, he did have a lot of water in his apartment. And hey, Tony. And welcome in, anybody I didn't see. Welcome on in, everybody. Oh, you're fine, Janet. Hey, PKC. I was lost. Okay. Yeah, he's just grocery shopping now. What's he doing? Looking for his money? Oh, he got to take his glove off. Uh-oh. Does he have a glove under the glove? Nope. Wait, what's that? What's in his hand? Okay. Oh my God, he does. Hold on a second. Hold on. He took the glove off and he put it here, but he doesn't have a bare hand. He does have to. Are you telling me that he has on like latex gloves and then a glove over it? God, put his hat back on. Oh, that was his hat. He sat down. I thought it was his glove. There's his hand. Okay. There's his hands. Now he takes the gloves off because he has to get his wallet. Well, that kind of defeats the purpose of the gloves because you're over there touching everything, taking your ID out, taking your cash out. What are you looking for? Did you got like a Walmart gift card or something? You're like, where'd that Walmart gift card go? Okay. He said he doesn't want to pay. I mean, he's touching everything with his bare hand right now. Like, it doesn't matter. The point of the gloves are kind of mute now, he's touching the machine. I mean, I'm assuming that's why he wore the gloves. He didn't want to touch anything. He looks like he got some big, long feet. No, gotta put your gloves back on. So we got some paper towels, got some laundry detergent, some water, and some milk. And I think some cereal or something. He's living large. Living life on the edge. Oh, they got him going out the Walmart. Look at that. Oh, he had enough to where you can just carry it out with him. Okay, well, that's I was working there, I'd be scared. I'd be like, oh crap. Brian Koberger came in. Like the gloves coming, I know. And the lady at Costco, if I was that lady, I'd be scared. I would be like, oh my God, Brian Koberger was talking to me and he, because those people saw that. Okay. Can everyone see this okay? I think you guys can. Yeah, I think this is better for you guys. Better for me. Shoot, I will zoom this in as much as y'all want me to. Okay. Hopefully these didn't get dirty. Gotta put the glasses on. If you guys don't mind, take a second, hit the like button for your girl. We're gonna go ahead. This is gonna be jury questionnaire live, which I was reading through, and I almost I had it on like a separate document, and we may have to like take it one time, and, like do the whole thing just to see if we would pass, to see if we would be able to sit on the jury. I think we would. I think I would anyway. So state of Idaho. First, Brian Kober questionnaire, jury questionnaire, which I didn't think that we would even see these. I thought that stuff like with the jury and the grand jury, I thought all that stuff was kind of just like you didn't see it, but apparently you do. So these are the jury questionnaires that they put out. I believe, let me make sure. I think this is the defense's one. So this is the defense's one, the first one we're going to look at. So the purpose of this questionnaire is to allow the court and the parties in this case to select a jury as quickly and efficiently as possible. This questionnaire seeks to help the court and all parties efficiently obtain information related to your ability to serve as a neutral juror for the trial listed on the coverage page. The process of jury selection for this trial will happen in 2 stages. Okay. The first stage entails completing of this questionnaire. The second stage includes answering questions in person. The use of this questionnaire is to help shorten the process of selecting the jury overall. They want to know if you're good or bad. Please answer each question to the best of your ability. There are no right or wrong answers. The court seeks information about your experiences, knowledge, or feelings. Please provide honest, accurate, and complete answers to each question to help us with the jury selection in this particular case. No one, including court staff, can help you answer these questions. If you do not know the answer to a question, write don't know. Okay. If you do not understand a question, write don't understand. If you find there is not enough time or room for you to completely answer a question, write incomplete answer. It doesn't tell us how many pages. There are redacted pages to this questionnaire. We can probably count them, including the cover page. In the upper right-hand corner of all the pages, there is a space for you to indicate your juror card number that appears on the cover page. Okay. Please fill that information in on each page. If you need more room, extra pages are provided. After you leave today, you may not discuss any of the questions or your answers with anyone else, including spouse, children, or other members of your immediate family. I just thought of something. I want to make sure. Okay. I want to make sure my mic was on. Okay. Because we switched it last night. So don't talk to nobody. Do not personally investigate this case or look information or news about it by using any outside source of information, including the internet. You will be required to swear under oath, subject to perjury and contempt of court, that you have not violated these instructions. If anyone approaches you and attempts to learn about any aspect of the questionnaire or this case, you may not answer their inquiries. If they persist, you must report this to the court. You should not discuss this case with anyone. They was messing around. My dog's at the door because she can hear Vincent eating something. And this is under the penalty of perjury. I swear on affirm that these answers are true. So you put your first name, last name, middle initial, juror number. These are the questions that they had. What is your gender? Are you a citizen of the United States? Are you at least 18 years of age? What is your birth date? Please list other names you have used. Are you a resident of Ada County? How long? Do you have difficult reading, speaking, or understand the English language? If yes, explain. Idaho law provides that nursing mothers can have their jury service postponed until they are no longer nursing. Are you a nursing mother who would like to have your jury service postponed? Oh, look at that. Have you lost the right to vote because of a criminal conviction? What is your current marital status? Do you have any children? How many? If your answer was yes to question number 12, please provide the following information. Well, what was question 12? Okay. I think they mean, I don't know, maybe question 11. So then the sex, age, highest education obtained, and then occupation. How long have you lived at your current residence? Do you rent or own? If there are other adults other than your spouse, partner living in your home, please state their occupation. If they are not presently employed, please state if they are a homemaker, unemployed, retired, disabled, student, etc. Do you routinely contribute service or money to or actively support any civic or charitable donation or organizations? Yes or no, please describe. Have you or your spouse or partner ever sought assistance from, donated money to, and or worked for the American Civil Liberties Union, Immensity International, or similar organization that advocated for criminal justice reform or civil rights of criminal defendants? That was a lot. That was a big question. If yes, send yes. Send for what organization? Thank you, Lee, for gifting a membership. That was so nice of you. Look at how Micro got it. Thank you. That was so nice of you. Have you or your spouse/partner ever sought assistance from, donated money to, and or worked from a neighborhood crime watch program, a Crime Stoppers group, or Fraternal Order of Police, or other organization that supports or advocates for criminal prosecutions, crimes victims' rights, or law enforcement organizations? I'd like to say that I'm the neighborhood crime watch around here. I do say that. I do, because we've lived here so long. Have you or your spouse/partner, a relative or close friend, ever sought assistance from, donated money to, and or worked for any group, association that favors jury nullification, refusing to follow the law because of a disagreement with the law? Okay. Have you or any member of your immediate family ever belonged to a crime victims' right organization or supported the work of such organization? Have you or any member of your immediate family been a part of an advocacy or political lobby group focusing its rights on tougher criminal laws or punishment or victims' rights? Maybe I couldn't be in this. I mean, not immediate family, but my sister-in-law was like domestic violence advocate. That could be a no for me. Do you have any medical issues such as vision problems, hearing problems, or any other current physical or mental health concerns that would make it difficult for you to serve as a juror? Jury service in this case will require you to be available and in court from 8:30 to 3:30 daily for a period of 3 months. I'm out. Hey, Nate. I really would be. I'd be out. I'd be out. I've been picked. Baby girl, I swear they say they're not like allowed to pick like certain people. But I grew up in this little town and I knew a judge and he knew I was going to school for criminal justice. And would you know it? I was sat on that jury for like, how long? It wasn't that long. It was like maybe a couple weeks. No, I don't even think it was that long. Maybe a week. It was a theft case. Kid broke into his teacher's house and stole his guns. I mean, he did it. He pretty much said he did it. But yeah, it was crazy. You have to like have some patience with people. Like, and some people require a lot more patience. Like me and this girl we could not understand where each other was coming from. And yeah, it could be crazy in there. It says, are there accommodations that the court can provide that would make jury service possible? More frequent breaks or the ability to stand and stretch during trial? Yeah, well, that would help. And plus, I like to vape. So put that in there. I'm just kidding. Could you see someone doing that? Are you presently taking any form of medication that could interfere with your ability to serve as a juror? If so, list the medications you are taking the reasons for taking them, how often you take them, and how the medication impacts your ability to serve as a juror. I don't think you need to know how much I take my medication or the reasons why I take my medication, maybe how often and how it interferes, but like, that's a little much. So then we got part 2 here, employment history. Have you ever served in the armed forces? What is your occupational status? Oh, they have a lot there. What is your current occupational job title? Who is your current employer? For the past 10 years, please list your employer's occupation prior to your current employer/occupation, approximate years of employment. I would not, just take me off the juror list. It's too much. Are you or have you ever been a supervisor? Have you ever studied or received any training or had any experience in the following: law, criminology, law enforcement, criminal forensics, data forensics, science, medicine, genetics, vehicle identification? Yes, 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 yes. What is your spouse/partner's current occupational status, occupational current job title? Man, y'all are nosy. They're nosy. That's too much. I don't remember answering this many questions. So mine was, I think we just really sat in there. I don't even remember answering any questions, actually. We just sat in there. And then if they called our name, we had to come back the next day. It was like 2 days. And it was like 8 hours each day, a bunch of people just sitting in the courtroom. Oh my God. And I was number 12, 12th juror. Are you kidding me? I thought I was out. I thought I was out of there. Have you or your spouse/partner or any immediate family members or close friend been employed by any of the following: the University of Idaho, federal law enforcement agencies like the FBI, the ATF, the DEA, Secret Service, Lake Tahoe County Sheriff's Department, Moscow City Police, Ada County Sheriff's Office, Idaho State Police, Pennsylvania State Police? Let's read through these, because these are all of the, okay, we're going to read through these for a second. We're going to take it back. I don't know what's on my mouse, but it's bothering me. Okay, we're going to take it back. We'll take it way back. For everybody that comes at me that thinks Brian is innocent because the cops did him dirty, these are all the agencies that were involved in this case. So we got the University of Idaho. They were involved. Federal law enforcement were involved. FBI, I know for sure. I think Secret Service was even in there. Lake Tahoe County Sheriff's Department, Moscow, Ada, Idaho, Pennsylvania State Police, Idaho Forensics Lab, Idaho State Police Crime Laboratory, and then this is any other state, city law enforcement agency, private investigation agencies, forensic examiner, there we go, Spokane County Medical Examiner, there we go, Lake Tahoe County Coroner, Kathy Mabbitt, or her law firm. There we go. Lake Tahoe County Prosecutor's Office, right there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Any prosecuting attorney's office, Idaho Attorney General, Criminal Defense Law Firm or Attorney, Public Defender's Office, anybody in the court, television, radio, that would be me, publishing, podcast, YouTube, other social media platforms, documentary, or other media productions related to real crime programming. This includes hosting or regularly participating in podcasts, YouTube channels, and the like. Well, I do that. And if so, please state when, what the job was. Identify your highest level of education. If you have not completed high school, how many years of school did you attend? Where did you attend? Degrees attained. Area of concentration. Are you a student now? Okay. Presumption of innocence. This is part 4. Sorry, I think I skipped part 3. Sorry. One of the fundamental principles of our legal system is that when a person is charged with a crime, he must be presumed to be innocent. This presumption of innocence is only overcome if the prosecution presented enough evidence to convince you beyond a reasonable doubt that he is guilty. If you are selected as a juror in this case, will you have any difficulty accepting and or applying the rule of law that Brian Kohberger must be presumed to be innocent? And then the burden of proof. The state/prosecution has the burden of proving that Brian Kohberger is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. This burden never shifts to the defense. The defendant never has to prove that he is innocent. No defendant is ever required to testify. A defendant is not required to present any evidence. If the prosecution does not prove every element of an offense beyond a reasonable doubt, the jury must find the defendant not guilty of that offense. Do you understand this legal principle? Will you follow this legal principle? Do you foresee any difficulty in applying this legal principle? Number 38, under our Constitution, a defendant in a criminal case has the right to remain silent. A defendant is not required to testify or to present any evidence at all. Do you feel that a defendant should be required to testify? Yes or no? In many cases, a defendant, with the advice of their attorney, may choose not to testify. There are a variety of reasons this decision may be made. If this happens, do you believe it means the defendant is probably guilty or has something to hide? If Mr. Kohlberger does not testify, will you agree not to speculate as to the reason? If Mr. Kohlberger does not testify, will you be able to presume he is innocent? If the defendant exercises his constitutional right to remain silent and does not testify, the jury will be instructed that they may not use his silence as evidence of guilt, and the jury may not even discuss the fact the defendant did not testify. Can you follow this instruction and not consider the defendant silent as an indication of guilt? No. Under our law, the jury is required to follow the law that the judge gives them in the jury instructions, even if the jury thinks the law is bad or they disagree with it. If selected for the jury, will you follow the law given in the jury instructions? Do you feel the jury should be free to disregard the law given in the jury instructions if they disagree with that law? Do you hold any religious, philosophical, or moral belief that you believe would make it impossible to sit in judgment of facts related to another or to render a fair and impartial verdict? Hey, Sammy. Hey, Princess. Welcome in. Hey, Jet Set. Hey, everybody. You saw Kathy Babbitt in a Facebook group. Oh, my gosh. She probably still wanted to talk. Have you or your spouse, partner, or other close family member, or a very close friend ever been the victim of a violent or otherwise serious crime? Was anyone arrested? What was the outcome? Do you feel justice was served? Can you set aside what happened to you or your family member / friend and decide the current case based only on the evidence you receive in trial and the law the judge tells you to follow? Have you, a member of your family, or a close friend ever been charged with a felony or serious misdemeanor criminal offense? DUI, domestic violence, assault / battery. Okay. This is just my personal opinion. I mean, this is my personal opinion. I do not feel like DUI should be in the same category as domestic violence and assault and battery. Although just as terrible. I don't know. That reads weird. Briefly describe these charges. Do you feel that justice was served? Because, I could see someone okay, you have a couple beers, you decided to drive, right? You get pulled over and you're a little over you're like 0.9 or whatever. So you're 0.09, you're like 1 point over the legal limit or whatever. And you get arrested. That's a huge mistake, but that's a mistake. But domestic violence, beating the shit out of somebody that, you know what I mean? An assault and battery. I mean, that's a lot different to me. I think that somebody can make a mistake like a DUI and can still serve on a jury. Somebody, maybe not so much with the domestic violence and the assault battery, especially with this case. Do you harbor any ill feelings towards law enforcement, prosecutors, or the courts? Okay. Can you set aside what happened to you or your family member and decide the current case based on the evidence you received in trial and the law the judge tells you to follow? Have you or a close family member or close friend ever been an inmate in any type of penal institution? Okay. Do you have any experiences with or opinions about law enforcement officers, whether positive or negative, that might impair your ability to impartially evaluate the testimony of an officer during this trial? Have you ever been selected to serve on a trial jury? Okay. Wants to know where, when, all the stuff. Were you the foreperson? Did they get a verdict? The evidence in this case may include graphic testimony, videos, and photographs of the crime scene and the victims, as well as possibly. Who the hell wrote this? I don't like that. As well as possibly autopsy photos. Do you believe the potential exposure to such graphic evidence may prevent or make it impossible for you to serve as a juror in this case? The evidence in this case may include testimony about autism spectrum disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and eating disorders. We adding shit now? Okay. Do you have a strong opinion about hearing that kind of evidence? See, I wouldn't be able to serve. I have those things. And I would have an opinion. I'd be eyeballing. That's why don't put me on a jury. I'm not good. I'm not good because I'm not good. I'm not patient. You know what I mean? I'm just not patient. I would just be like, this fool is guilty. Yeah. Thanks, Aries. Brenda Sue's latest victim, Aries. Can I be Brenda Sue's latest victim? Is that the one that gives all the money out? I'm just kidding. Joe Mom, yeah, there has. And I think a lot of it is, I don't know. Hey, Reba. Oh, Janet, I'm sorry. Hey, Dolls Penny. Oh, hey, Loves Lurk. Okay, I will. Okay. No one. Nope. Woo-wee, no, I hate that. I hate that for you. I think my grandmother left my grandfather for that reason. I think he was like not mean to anyone else but her, but she left him, and like that wasn't heard of. You know what I mean? Like your grandmother, like leaving. My grandma won't take care of it. She was not going to handle that. So this evidence in this case may include expert testimony. Do you have a strong opinion about expert witnesses? Wait, hold on. Have your family member been diagnosed with any disorders listed above? Okay. The jury will decide whether or not the state has proven the defendant is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. The judge will instruct the jury on the law applicable to this case, and it is the jury's duty to follow the law as given by the judge. Will you follow the instructions upon the law given by the judge, even if you thought the law should be different or disagree with the law as instructed by the judge? Now we're on number 5, attitude regarding the death penalty. Okie dokie. In this case, the state has filed a notice of intention to seek the death penalty. This means that if and only if Mr. Kohlberger is found guilty of first-degree premeditated murder, there will be a separate trial known as a sentencing proceeding. During the sentencing proceeding, other evidence may be presented to the jury. You are not to draw any conclusions about why you are being asked questions about the death penalty before this trial has commenced. Do not think that anyone has determined that a sentencing proceeding will be required or that Mr. Kohlberger will be found guilty of any offense. This is very important. If the defendant is convicted of first-degree murder, the same jury that determined guilt may be asked to determine the appropriate sentence in a separate proceeding. In the sentencing phase of the case, the prosecution is required to establish the existence of an aggravating circumstance, which the prosecution asserts supports the death penalty. On the other hand, the defense will present mitigating circumstances to the jury, which the defense asserts support a penalty of life imprisonment. Aggravating circumstances are factors set out by a statute and alleged by the state in support of a death sentence. Mitigating circumstances are anything about the defendant or the facts of the case that, in fairness or mercy, indicate that a sentence other than death is appropriate. If you find the defendant guilty, the alternative to the death penalty is a sentence of life imprisonment. Are you opposed to discussing your viewpoint about the death penalty with the parties during voir dire? Okay. And those are the proceedings usually right before, the trial starts. Have you ever actively supported any measure to modify, reinstate, or abolish the death penalty in Idaho or in any other state in which you have resided? Have you participated in Idaho's legislative process regarding any aspect of the death penalty, including how Idaho carries out the death penalty. I want to know everything. Part 6, knowledge of the case. What do you know? So are you, your spouse or partner, or any members of your immediate family, household, or any of your close friends in any way involved with, look at this. These are the people. This right here. I can hear people now like the pro burgers, we're gonna call them that. We're just gonna go with it. But don't worry, guys. This doesn't mean nothing, guys. This means nothing. Have you guys been hearing that a lot lately when they've been reading over these documents? Anybody been hearing that? Because I don't watch. I genuinely can't. I can't watch, but I can just hear people now. Just don't worry, guys. This means nothing. This means that all these people work together to get Brian Kohberger because he's important. The Latah County Prosecuting Office, Attorney's Office, the Idaho Attorney General's Office, any criminal defense attorneys, the Latah County Sheriff's Office, the Moscow City Police, the Idaho State Police, the FBI, Pennsylvania State Police, the Latah County Coroner's Office, Idaho State Forensic Lab, Idaho State Police Crime Laboratory, any Latah County judges, any Ada County judges, any Idaho federal judge, the Ada County Clerk of the Court's Office, the Latah County Clerk of the Court's Office, any court personnel who work in Ada or Latah County, court reporters, clerks, people that file the paperwork, all those things. The Department of Corrections. Okay. It's a lot of people. Do you know the defendant, Brian C. Kohberger, or the attorneys, William Ashley J. Logston, Bricka Barlow, Ann Taylor, Elisa Massive, Jeff Nye? I think I got everybody. The victims, Madison Mogan or her family, Kayla Gonzalez or her family, Ethan Chapin, family, Xana Coronado, or family. What have you heard or what do you know about this case? Oh, you only give them like 4 lines. I would be like, I'm going to need about 20 pages. And then I'm going to need a typewriter because this is going to be too much. Have you discussed this case with anyone? I'm just thinking if I was like filling this out right now, like, yeah. And if they're like, how many people? I'd be like, millions at this point. I mean, like, really, I don't know how many people watched my videos. Have you ever watched, read, or followed media concerning the state of Idaho versus Brian C. Kohberger? What did you follow? What documentaries? What did you watch? Have you donated funds to any person or family impacted or associated with this case? If you did follow this case, has that caused you to already form an opinion regarding the guilt or innocence Brian Kohberger in this case? I'm telling you, they don't know how to write. Do you have an opinion about Mr. Kohberger's innocence or guilt? Yes. What's your opinion? He's guilty of sin. Have any of your close friends or family discussed this case with you and shared their opinions? How much value do you place on these opinions and that have been shared with you? That's kind of messed up. I would not go against these opinions, and I guess has a line. If you do not hear evidence during trial about information you have heard from media or other sources prior to the trial, or hear evidence that differs from what you heard from sources outside of trial, could you set aside those facts you heard outside of the trial and rely only on the evidence presented during trial when deciding about the case as a juror? I like that question. I love that question. Basically, can you set aside all the bullcrap you've heard on the internet? I'm just kidding. It's not that, but the following people may be called as witness to testify in this case. Please circle the name of each witness you know. List of all witnesses. It's redacted, I guess. Okay, I guess that part's redacted. Could your knowledge of any of these individuals prevent you from acting impartially? Has anyone talked with you about this case? Approximately when did you become aware of this case? Have you ever commented on this case in letters, phone calls, or in any online posting? The jury will be instructed not to read, watch, or listen to any news accounts, including access or use of the internet to gather information regarding this case, including the trial or the people involved in the trial until it's over. Are you able and willing to follow this instruction? Further, you may not talk to anyone about the case, not even your spouse/partner, until the trial is over Wait, is over. Who the hell wrote this? Or even your fellow jurors until the jury retires to deliberate upon the verdict. Are you able and willing to follow such an instruction? Okay, now y'all be real. Be real. If you went home after day one of Brian Koberger's trial, even if you didn't know about it, even if you didn't know about this case and you went in there, how many of you guys, when you're laying in bed with your husband or wife at night, would be able to just don't even ask me. I would not make a good juror for this case. I would say no. I would be telling this. I'm so bad. Don't ever pick me. At least I'm honest. Hey, Diane. I'm not sure who it was. Oh, Lee gifted another membership. It was Lee. Thank you, Lee. Important to himself, Don said. Hey, Dreaming. Happy New Year. Hey, Sammy. Happy New Year. Welcome in, everyone. I don't know what it was, David. Shoot. It's to my ass. He thinks he is. He thinks he is. I mean, someone does. Some people do. I think I swear, I'm the only creator that follows this case, that covers this case as much as I do. I feel like that thinks he's guilty. I mean, please, someone drop it in the chat if you know other people that cover this case. Like, because I really don't watch a lot of people that cover it because of that reason. It's just too much disinformation. Or it's like, don't worry about it, guys. That would be so hard to not talk to my spouse. And I appreciate that, Lee. You're so sweet. Blind person can see. Hey, Campus. So after the jury has heard all the evidence, arguments of counsel, and has received the court's instruction regarding the law, the jury will retire to deliberate. Each juror will be required to consult with his or her fellow jurors with a view towards reaching a verdict. Jurors must consider the views of their fellow jurors, but are not required to change their opinion merely for the purpose of reaching a unanimous verdict. Would you have difficulty in considering the views of your fellow jurors? Would you change your opinion regarding a just and proper verdict merely to reach an agreement with one or more of your fellow jurors? Okay, number 7, trial length. This trial may take 12 weeks to complete, with the trial going from 8:30 a.m. to 3 or 3:30 p.m. each weekday. Do you have any currently scheduled obligations which would make it impossible to serve or which might render you unable to concentrate on the case as a juror? Well, I have ADHD. That's what I'd say. My ADHD. The court has proposed a daily trial schedule in an effort to allow jurors each time a day to attend to personal affairs. That's what the judge did say. Manage appointments or maintain some business obligations. The court expects to conclude the proceedings each day by 3 or 3:30 p.m. Would having some time each day to meet your obligations diminish the concern you may have about serving on this jury? There is a possibility that the jury will be sequestered for a period of time during this trial. Jury sequestration is the isolation of a jury to avoid accidental or deliberate tainting of the jury by any outside influence or information that is not admissible in court. Sequestered jurors are kept together either at the courthouse or at an undisclosed secure location when not at the courthouse, such as a hotel. During sequestration, jurors are not permitted to access the internet, watch live television that has not been approved by the court, read news, or use social media. There is limited access to communicating with family members under the supervision of a court bailiff. When any potential sequestration pose an unimaginable hardship for you. I mean, that's going to be everybody that's not single without a partner. Like, you have a kid, yeah, that's going to, I need to talk to my kid. I mean, they're like talking like you limited access to your family. Who's in jail here? Me or Koberger? That's what I'd be saying. Is there any matter that has not been covered by this questionnaire concerning this case, the death penalty, or your feelings and attitudes about the death penalty or concerning any other subject that you feel that you should mention at this time because it might affect your ability to serve as a juror or to be a fair and impartial juror. It says yes or no. Oh, look at this. They gave you a bunch of room for there. End of the questionnaire. Additional pages are blank. Available to use if you need it. That's that's your additional space. This is it. Okie dokie. Well, whatever you guys say. I think the next one is the state of Idaho. Let me double check. So yeah, it's the state's response to the defendant's proposed jury questionnaire. They had to have the they had to say something, didn't they? So this is supposed to be sealed. I don't know why these are coming out. They're not sealed still, but we're taking them. Okay. But it's the state's jury questionnaire proposals. And this is from this is the prosecuting attorney coming in now. So what we just read was the defense's questionnaires that they were going to give out. And then this is what Bill Thompson and all of them have to say about that. So it comes now the state of Idaho by and through the Latah County prosecuting attorney and pursuant to the court's October 9th scheduling order, 2024 scheduling order, submit the following proposals for a jury questionnaire. So we've been waiting for this for a long time. The state acknowledges and appreciates the court providing us with a draft jury questionnaire. The court's draft, in fact, parallels closely with the draft questionnaire the state had separately been developing. It is the state's proposal that the court use its draft questionnaire with the following additions or changes. In part 1, general background, the state proposes that the court add the following questions. What is your race or ethnic group? What does that make a damn difference? Does it make a difference? Do Hispanic people vote not guilty more than, Black people? I don't get it. Like, whenever they ask that question, I don't, I'm just like one of those people, I'm like, why does that even make a difference? For this, please list any civic, political, social, religious, or charitable organizations which you belong. Do you have any bumper stick? This is too good. Do you have any bumper stickers or decals affixed to your vehicles? Like, what are they doing over there in Idaho? I'd be like, yeah, I got my little family, the little stick figure family on the back with the dog. What types of books do you read? What does that make a difference? What is the last book you have read or currently reading? Please state hobbies and major recreational activities which are most important to you. I would say watching true crime. So then in part 3, education, the state proposes that the court add the following. Have you or anyone close to you had any experience, training, or involvement in the following areas? Police, law, court systems, coroner's office, psychology, mental health, medicine, medical research, or testing facility. If you have ever had any training or education in law, please describe. If you have any relatives or close friends who have any training or education in law, what's your relationship to that person? How often do you talk to that person about things that relate to law? What is that person's occupation and where does he or she work? Well, I would say they're a lawyer if they're talking about law. Okay, so then in part, 4, general attitudes and knowledge of the law, they want to add the defendant, victims or witnesses may come from different racial, ethnic, cultural, or social background than you. Would this, if true, affect your decision making as a jury in this case? Have you or any member of your family or close friend ever been involved in a lawsuit? Have you or any family member or close friend ever been a witness in a court case? Which best describes how you behave when you believe you are correct about something? Check 1. You always hold your ground, generally hold your ground, but can be swayed by forceful arguments, generally am swayed by others, almost always am swayed by others. The state would recommend that the following be included in 43. Was there anything in your prior jury experience that upset or bothered you to the extent the jury service was unsatisfactory experience? In recent Idaho legislator revised its law on procedures to be used in invoking the death penalty and how death penalties can be carried out. What, if anything, are you aware of regarding the legislature's actions? What are your personal feelings, if anything, regarding the legislature's revisions? Are they talking about like the firing squad? The state would also suggest that the court consider substituting the following for question 61 appearing on page 16 of the court's draft. Have you ever discussed this case with anyone? If yes, who? What'd you say? What'd they say? Was there any discussion about the guilt or innocence of Brian Christopher Kohlberger? In addition to the above suggestions for inclusion, the state would also suggest that the court consider adding Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk to the list of victims appearing under items 54 at page 14, since they are victims of the burglary charge. With Ms. Beatty's departure from the Attorney General's office, the state is in the process of identifying additional counsel to assist with trial. We anticipate that that will be accomplished by the first of next month, and we will be able to apprise court and counsel at that point. That's when Josh and I came in, I believe. Okay, in sum, the state concurs with far and away the majority of the court's proposed jury questionnaire and respectfully submits the above suggestions and recommendations for the court's consideration. Okay. This was submitted on the 25th, okay, March 24th, 2025, but this was about the year before. Look, first into the court's order. Oh my gosh. Y'all be slow over there. Hey, Ashley. Yeah, Purple Daisy. I know. It's just kind of crazy. Like, my kid beat up your honor student. Remember that? Remember that bumper sticker? That was when I was a kid. Gosh, no one would ever probably put that on their car now. I mean, my dad should have had it. I never beat anybody up, but I just think that he would have been the person to have that bumper sticker because he just had that attitude. I mean, my kid beat up your honor student. I don't know. I don't know if I would do good on a jury, any jury. I think that my ADHD would just kick in, and I'd be like, even this jury, even me, like, so involved, you know what I mean? Like, we've been covering this case for over 3 years, I still think that I would just be like, you better just sit me in the pews back here and let me take a nap when I need one. And, all the things. They used to be super popular. Remember Purple Daisy? They were really popular at one point. I think a lot of people now, but they had nice cars then. I don't know. Maybe our cars more expensive now and just people don't want to put a bumper sticker on there. I mean, you can even get the metal ones, like the ones that aren't like, they're like a magnet. Now, those are pretty cool. So this isn't the same, is it? I think this, oh wait, no, because I didn't go to the next page. I'm just silly like that. Okay, so this is the last one that we'll read through for today, but we've got, this is sealed. State's response to the defendant's proposed jury questionnaire. And this is, why is there 4? So is this their proposed questionnaire? Just want to make sure. Okay, yeah, this is different. Okay. So let me make sure we get this one too. Okay. I think this is okay. So this is the state, and then we'll hear the defendant. Okay. So this is the response. The state has no objection to the defendant's proposed new question 20 regarding advocacy or political lobby groups. The state opposes defendant's suggestive change to court question 20. 21 in defendant's red line version. The projected length of the trial and daily trial schedule are already covered under section 7 of the court's proposed jury questionnaire. This area of inquiry fits better as proposed by the court. Also, the length of service and daily schedule questions do not readily fit with the court's question about medical issues, which could interfere with a person's service as a juror. The defendant proposes The defendant proposes, are you no, or are you no, I think it's supposed to be now, or have you been a supervisor? As a new question 27, the purpose of the question is not clear, especially without seeking follow-up information regarding supervisor experience and or styles. The state trusts the court to fashion an appropriate question on this topic if it would like to open this area of inquiry. The state has no objection to the inclusion of vehicle identification in the court's proposed question 27. Regarding the defendant's proposals to change the court's proposed question 29, the state has no objection with the exception of the last parenthetical area of inquiry on page 7 of the defendant's edited draft, which includes hosting or regularly participating in podcasts, YouTube channels, and alike. If this is an area the court believes should be inquired into, it would be better to include it in section 6 along with the court's proposed question 56 regarding media exposure. The defendant's proposal does not fit under the question about employment. The state also notes that the spelling of County Coroner Kathy Mabbitt's name needs to be corrected. They spelled her name wrong. I'm sorry, that's funny to me. I don't know why. And correct Kathy Mabbitt's name. Geesh. You know what she did for this case? No, she didn't do a lot. But she did a lot in the beginning. Oh my gosh, someone raged on me the other day for what is he? Oh my goodness. These people raged out and I waved at him and he was flipping me off and he was so mad. I was going over the speed limit. Like, I'm one of the ones that will get pulled over. He was mad. He wasn't from here. It was kind of funny. The spelling of County Coroner Kathy Mabbitt's name needs to be corrected. The state opposes defendant's proposal for question 36 through 38. Instructions on the law should come from the court in the form of jury instructions consistent with the applicable ICJIs and case law. Regarding the court's original proposed question 38, the state favors the court's version but does not object to the inclusion of the 3 suggestions from the defendant. The state has no objection to the defendant's proposed new question 45 and 46 appearing at page 12 of the defendant's red line version. Regarding section 5, attitude regarding the death penalty, the state prefers the court language which addresses the essential information and questions the parties in court need to select a jury. As mentioned above, to the extent that the jury is being instructed on the law, they should be instructed in accordance with the jury instructions that will be given by the court. The state is also concerned that the second paragraph of the defendant's proposed language could mislead the jury in that it does not recognize the state's ability to offer non-statutory aggravation, for example, in rebuttal to defendant's mitigation evidence. Finally, the court's proposed subsection A, B, and C questions accurately reflect the state of the law for purposes of jury selection. Okay. Regarding the defendant's proposed question 48, the state prefers its proposal number 3, which is comprised of a series of questions to be added to part 6, general attitudes and knowledge of the law. Regarding the court's proposed questions 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, these are appropriate inquiries that should be retained by the court. The court question 51 accurately addresses established law regarding the voir dire process. The state opposes the defendant's proposed question 56. Instead, the court should adopt the state's proposed question 61 regarding discussing this case with others. The state has no objection to defendant's proposed question 57 about donating funds to persons associated with this case. Regarding the court's question 58, this question accurately reflects established law regarding the voir dire process in criminal cases, including homicide cases. The state respectfully refers the court to the state response to defendant's voir dire motion filed herein on March 24, 2025. Regarding the additional defendant's proposed questions regarding discussing this case with others, the state respectfully refers the court to its proposed language for question 61. The state has no objection to defendant's proposals 66 through 68. And then it looks like over here, they just took some stuff out. Like, okay, weird, but they did. They just redacted some stuff. Hey, Ladybug. Happy New Year. Hopefully everybody woke up with a bank full of money today. I don't think we did. Wait a second. Hold on. Whose birthday was yesterday? Now I can't think of whose birthday it was. Hey, Kitsy Cats. It'll hit me after the live. Oh, I hope they had a good birthday, though. My brain just shut down when I was thinking of whose birthday it was. Because we told her to go out and have a good time at the casino. We're the reason why she went to the casino, guys. She said, should I go? I said, that's not even a question. Yeah, you should go. Hopefully she made a lot of money. Or she won a lot of money. Made a lot of money. So the defendant's objections to the sealed, it's just the state's questions. Like they this is all the same that we read earlier. But just here it's, I guess it's, it says this is covered in number 15 of the court's proposed and defendant's proposed. This is all stuff that we've read, but that's crazy that they were talking about his, wait, when was that? When was that document? Because I think it was this one. The one we just read. Because he diagnosed like last year, March of 2025, or it was March, I believe. So that's when this was. So I guess that makes sense. They would put this out then. Really? Baby girl? Oh my good. Can you imagine? I don't know what I would do with millions. I'd buy a house. Buy my brother a house. I would just tell him, don't even work on your old house. Don't even work on that house anymore. Just let someone build that for you. I think it might have been Christy. Well, whoever it was, I hope they had a good birthday. I'm sure they'll be in here later. And hopefully everybody had a wonderful, wonderful New Year's. Because, I mean, shoot. Hopefully you guys did something fun. I put away all the Christmas stuff today. Like, Vincent, literally took his eye off me for 2 seconds. I have 4 in my hand, but I have 4, but 2 seconds. And he turned back around and he's like, where's all the Christmas stuff? I was like, oh, I brought it all here. And then he was going to put the trees away for me because we have 4. We have one large one, then, the ones that were back here and stuff. And then we have one that's bigger. And before he could do that, he took the dogs out. And so then I was like, well, I'll put the trees away, Did you? Well, I hope Squeaky's doing okay. I hope he is. I mean, I'm not mad at him. I'm a little mad at him. Because, I didn't do nothing wrong that night. I'm standing on it. I didn't want to show the crime scene photos. I just didn't feel comfortable. And then he thought I he thought I was blurring out Dylan's name in her bedroom, and I didn't even do that. I was already like that. I was like, I didn't do that. Hey, Betsy, are you having a great New Year? Are you having an awesome New Year? You would slightly retire. I would retire completely. I mean, I don't have this is a lot of work, but you know what I mean. This is something I love to do. I would still stick with this. If I had millions of dollars, I would still come online. I'd probably still come on every night. I don't even know if I've never had millions of dollars before, ever. Not that I know of. But I don't know, I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, I don't know. I think that I would still do this. I still think I would want to hang out with you guys. Look where I burnt my head. Oh my God, that looks terrible. Burnt my head. I do it all the time. Oh. Well, let him know that, I don't think he's blocked or anything in here. I went through the block list the other day and I was like, taking some people out, just people that I think that aren't going to come back. You know what I mean? They're not going to come back in, you know. So if anyone sees any trolls, just go ahead and block them again. But it was just so hard going through that block list. And I only know of like a couple people that are just like, absolutely no. You know what I mean? I think I even took like Janet or one of them off there. We went through a lot of, I mean, not a lot of people. We went, I mean, people like circle through, you know, and they come back and then they circle through. But we've had a really good core group of people here. And I do miss Squeaky. I miss his personality. He didn't know how to like make us laugh. There you go. That sounds like a, well, baby girl, be careful about Florida. Those condos in Florida, the land's sinking. Like Miami. Oh my God. I don't let me watch that stuff. Someone should put parental things on my on my stuff. I watch like the water levels like receding. Oh, it makes me so like, oh, but I still watch it. Oh yeah, you said you were going to. That sounds like a really good meal. What did I eat today? I had steak last night. Today, for some reason, I'm like my days are going to be all mixed up now because of the new year. But I did do better today on my breakfast. I didn't eat so much. Vincent said that he does make me more breakfast than him. I said, I knew you were trying to get me bigger than you. He's trying. Ain't gonna work. I hear if you like, what is it? Put money in your pocket. I heard that was one. If you, what's the other ones? If you put money in your pocket, if you like eat grapes is that under a table? The grapes are under the table. I didn't do that. Oh, I can't do the SPCA. The only video that I have of my parents, the only damn video, right, that I have of my wonderful, beautiful family, and this is beautiful, but it's so freaking sad. As soon as you turn the tape on, you can hear like my mom, you hear my dad's voice, which is freaky because I hadn't heard his voice in like 18 years, but at this point it had been like 15 years. So it was like, you know, weird. But that song, my mom's like, turn on the TV, get some Christmas music on, right? Because dad's going to be holding the camcorder, the one that goes on your shoulder before too long. And my mom's like, put on Christmas music, Kenny. And of course, he puts on something that's not Christmas music. It's that Arms of an Angel, the song by Sarah McLachlan. The song when you're and you just hear my dad's voice and you hear that song in the background. And I mean, I lose it. I lose it. Because I'm like, what? Of all songs. Arms of it. Yeah. Some starving dog, right? Me too. I'll be like, I want them all. Bring them to me. Just bring them over. I can do it. I have two over here. They're sleeping. Oh, they're sleeping so good. One's on the chair. You can see her now. The other one's down here. Vincent was like, we have so much more room in this place. I'm like, I know. It's nice. I mean, I have stuff everywhere, but yeah, I can't believe I broke that hourglass today. I about cried. I was like, no, this ain't happening in my life. I need that hourglass. I know it makes me cry too, Diane. It's a sad song. And it's literally in the background. And like my parents are talking and I remember that was like my favorite. That was like my best Christmas ever. Right. And like, I remember that Christmas was like the Christmas. I was like 12 or 13. And I'm just like, really? Oh, I'm sorry, PKC. That has to be rough. My brother has horses and he loves them. He treats them like their kids. Oh, that has to be rough. What do you do when you lose a horse? Like, not to sound like, I don't want to be morbid or anything, but like that's bigger than a dog to bury. Like how does that, like, what is the horse? What do you do with, like, I'm just like, I'm curious because I would be out there like, I would, be burying them. That's what we do at my brother's house with our dogs. That's why I asked. Impossible to find equipment on Halloween. Oh, it's like you love them so much, but they're just like the biggest babies. You know, I remember I would go to this bar, and it was like a country bar. And one day we were there, and they were older people that owned this bar. They were in their 80s, and they were awesome. And their horse, not their horse, their cow had a calf, had a baby when we were out there. And it was so cool, like so cool. And he let me have a cow. They are expensive to take care of, but he let me have a cow. Hey, we even have our cow emoji still. Oh man, that's what my parents would have said no. We actually had we lived in a subdivision, so it was a circle, and then our house was on like this part of it, and then like that was the circle, and then there was a house like way back here, and they had horses. And my best friend was over, and we were young. We were probably like 15 or 16 years old. My parents are sleeping. She has the window open. It's like a summer night, you know. We have screen, but the window's open. And she looks over and she just screams. Apparently, the neighbor's horse had gotten out, and the horse was just like right there, like right up at our house. Like, hello. They were so used to like just roaming around. We had to, I think my brother got the horse for him, but it's crazy. Oh, Chow the cow. She lived to be 27. Oh my gosh. Is that old for a cow? 27 years? The oldest cat I think right now is 28. And I'm like, I don't know if I can handle Rocky at 28. He's already an asshole now at 18. I'm just kidding. I can handle him at any age, but no, he really is. He's bossy. That's ancient for a cow. Like, I know birds can live to be like longer than you. Like, you know what I mean? Depending on the age that you get the bird. I would like a macaw, but then I would not like it after it talked to me for so long. I'd be like, okay, I'm over, because like it would probably just repeat me, get me all upset, you know, repeating all my stuff that I say. My best friend, she showed horses and did all that kind of stuff, and I rode with her. The one and only time I got on a horse, I was like 9, and I was the smallest little thing that ever, and it bucked me, and I was like forever scarred. I'm like, I'm good. My brother does farm animals. He does like goats, chickens. He had his chickens and his ducks and something else all in his barn the other night, like Christmas, because he was afraid a fox was going to get him. So he's protecting it. He has all the animals in there like Noah's Ark. And they're just all in his barn. And then the horses were in there. Like, yeah, he had everything in there. I'm just like, okay. He's 38 now. 70 to 100 years. Yeah. I hear that about some of them birds. I don't want to outlive me. Come with me, bird. You to keep him safe. Yeah, he said there was a fox out there, and I'm like, a fox, really? Because we don't really see him. I mean, I'm sure they're out there, you know, because he has land, like it's in the country. I can't wait for them to move out there. It's been 20 years or so. Yeah, it's time. If he needs some help, I need to help him build the rest of that. He said it's almost done. He's built the whole house himself. So pretty awesome. But I'm going to jump off here. I do want to, I might come back on later. You never know. It's pretty early. And I've been getting up. I've been going to bed way too early and then getting up early. Do you name your chickens? I know Jones and the creator on here, she names her chickens. She had to make a follow-up plan before they would sell her because they knew the birds would more likely outlive her. Oh my goodness, BKC, I could see that. That's a good thing that they do that, though. I mean, it's almost like when you're having surgery and they're like, "Do you have a last will and testament?" But that's even kind of harder, right? It's like, "Hey, Ma, can you take the bird?" Well, no, Mom can't. Hey, brother, can you take the bird if I go first? Or that'd be scary. That'd be real scary. But thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit and listening to me read some documents. I'll be back going to read some more. There's just they're just everywhere. There's just so many documents. What else was I going to say? Oh, so Camilla, almost the girl that we were, of course, the girl that we were following, covering. We're still covering her case. When the autopsy report comes out and everything, we'll cover that. It should be coming out soon. If it does come out, if it doesn't, we won't. But they did confirm. The coroner did confirm that it was her and that she died of a gunshot wound to her head and that it was suicide. So, and then there's a couple other cases like Anna Kempner's case that we haven't really covered in a while. I don't think there's anything new there. I've looked and I didn't see anything. So, I'll keep my eye out and we'll do like a live over all the other cases that we cover. So I'll be back on later. If it's not tonight, I'll be back on tomorrow. You guys have a wonderful day. Bye guys. Happy New Year. Bye.
Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets.